So, Nathan, I figured because we're going to be talking about The Killer, directed by Fincher, I was wondering maybe we can do a skit similar to what we did for our Fincher episode, like, what's in the box, man? Like shit like that, right?
Are you talking to me?
Uh, Yeah.
I'm listening to the Smiths.
Oh, I get it, because The Killer, he listens to the Smiths, the meme.
No, I listen to the Smiths.
All right, let's just start rolling.
Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast, episode 113. I'm your host, Nathan, and I'm joined by the man himself, Matthew Neves, to my left.
Thank you.
And today we are going to be reviewing David Fincher's latest film, The Killer.
The Killer.
Damn. Crazy times, man.
Oh,
Ridley
yeah.
Scott dropping, Martin Scorsese dropping. We got Michael Mann dropping soon.
Oh, yeah.
And now David Fincher with The Killer.
We did an episode on Fincher already.
Yes, we did.
We got a little hyped. Our general thoughts on The Killer before seeing the movie. After seeing it, Nathan, like what are your general thoughts?
I'm gonna keep it 100. I was a little bit disappointed. This is one of those. The trailer really got me hyped.
Yeah.
And Fincher and this material being like an assassin killer thing. I thought this was right up Fincher's alley.
Mm-hmm.
But Fincher, I think, chose to do something different here.
Yeah.
This film feels very different. I wouldn't say this film feels too David Fincher, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. I don't see as much Fincher style in this film as I see in his other works.
I would kind of disagree. I feel like this is the direction that I saw from him. I like when filmmakers put a lot of their own personality into the character.
Okay.
And this film felt like that.
Because of the perfectionism.
Yeah.
And okay, I
and,
do
and,
see
and
that.
there is some meta commentary that he's trying to make of his own films with narration, because you notice that with a lot of his films, the narration. In this one, it's like poking fun at that fact, where he's just like, Fassbender is talking to himself, saying like smile and stuff like that, like little parts. It's like saying like all these normies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like there is a sense of comedic bits that, like, for me, like when I took it in, I'm like, oh, is that supposed to be funny? Like that's pretty funny how the music of the Smiths, depending on what title the song is exactly what just happened.
Very interesting.
I like that. And it kind of works, because if you go on Netflix and you have those like inserts, you can find out like what the song is called and what just happened in the scene and the dialogue and how it sticks out. I'm like, oh, like he's doing something here that he doesn't really do.
Yeah.
But it still works with his style and with his like vision of like what he wanted.
The style, the aesthetic, I personally love.
Yeah.
I love from off rip, you're thrown into the world of this contract killer.
Mm-hmm.
And the style's awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, he's so detailed. He's setting up. You're interested immediately in what this guy's got going on.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the opening of like Thief, where you open
Yes.
with James Caan cracking the safe, and you're immediately like, you're watching a master at work. Like
Exactly. I will say though, and I do agree with what you were talking about before, is that The Killer is probably Fincher's most simplistic story.
Yeah.
Like I can't think of, because people think of like Zodiac, Girl with Dragon Tattoo, Social Network. A lot of things are happening.
A lot of things are happening. Yeah.
This is literally point A to point B. Point B,
no
point
huge.
C.
There's not a what's in the box at the end.
Nope.
You're not gonna get that with this movie.
It's like what? How was it divided into? Plans, chapters,
Chapter,
location.
So there's a chapter
Character.
for everybody that gets killed, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I like that. I like the simplistic factor of that. It doesn't like bullshit you in any way. It's very much just like Michael Fassbender's character, the killer, fucked up an assassination. He has to fix it up. Something gets worse. He tries and seeks revenge. That's all it is.
Okay, I want to talk more about what we liked
Yeah, of course.
before we get into our kind of my problems with this film.
Fair enough.
Michael Fassbender, like him a lot.
Oh, he's amazing.
I think he does a great job as playing this cold, kind of identityless killer.
I like that very much. Because, like, you haven't really seen him in a whole lot recently, have you?
I haven't seen him in much, period, to be quite honest. To be quite honest, everybody's talking about Michael Fassbender now, and I think for good reason. And
Right.
I hope this gives him some more leading roles. But I mean, I remember him in 12 Years a Slave. I remember him in Inglourious Bastards.
Yep. I'd say Inglourious Bastards is what people found. Like,
That's what I
he
really-
was on the radar, and then he got the X-Men role.
And
As
X-Men
Magneto,
well.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when people
That's
knew
really
him
all
more.
I really know him as. Like nothing too crazy.
No, but like I feel like the roles I have seen him in, like I saw a movie called Shame, directed by Steve McQueen. He's done a lot of films, including 12 Years a Slave, and that performance
Yeah.
he gives is fucking amazing. Like this guy can act
And
really.
he's the leading man in that film?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't checked
Yeah.
that one out.
It's
I
a- it's-
haven't seen many films where he's the true leading man.
That's fair. That's fair. It's not a whole lot, but when he is, you can really see it.
Yeah.
The subtleties that he gives off in this particular performance are really well done, and
I agree.
I'm sure that Fincher gave him like 100 takes to do, and just the amount of work put into like the physicality and the technical aspects of this is just like it's done so like professionally that people forget how much VFX work was put into this film.
Yeah.
This might be one of my favorite VFX films of the year. Like I think this should win an award
Because you don't fucking notice any of them.
Yeah. Like
It's-
that beginning scene where he's like preparing and stuff like that, the
Yeah.
assassins, like that location completely different
Yeah.
from the actual place. It's like all green screen.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
It looks so beautiful though.
Really well done. The lighting, oh my god.
I love when he's looking out that window and you get that shot from behind him, like sitting, just watching, looking out that window.
Yeah.
There's some beautiful shots that really stick with you. And the way he uses audio in this film,
Oh yeah.
god damn it, it's so good.
Love it.
So not only he listens to the Smiths. The Smiths is the common
Yeah.
soundtrack of this film. While he's killing people, he likes to listen to the Smiths. That's his thing.
Yeah.
So in that first scene, you get him. He puts in the earbuds, and you hear the Smiths blaring. And then when you cut to his POV, you hear the Smiths blaring.
Yeah.
But when you're watching him from like a different angle, you hear it lightly, faintly through the headphones.
I like that. Yeah.
And they don't just do that once. Sometimes films will do that like one time or one.
Yeah.
They do it back and forth. So back to his POV, back to we're listening to the Smiths very loud.
Yeah.
Back to the wide shot. It's back low, and to me, like that back and forth adds so much tension to those scenes.
And it could be a fuck up if you don't do it right.
Yeah.
Because imagine like going back and forth and the volume changes and you as an audience
It's
member,
jarring.
Yeah, it would be super jarring.
It's jarring, for
But
sure.
because it's so like it's mixed really, really well, you don't get that sense. You're in that position with Fassbender's character.
Yeah.
And that's another thing too. The assassination attempt, it's pretty long.
Long.
I like that.
Long,
though.
but you're in. It's reeling you in.
yeah.
Fincher's giving it time, and it's reeling you in, and that's
Mm-hmm.
honestly the opening. This opening of the film is damn near perfect. I
Yeah.
love the beginning of this film. It's kind of my favorite part of the film, actually.
That's fair. I mean, on its own, it's a really well done short film.
Yeah.
Like I could totally see that as just a contained short film
I could
that
as
Fincher
well.
did. And then like the rest of it was just like him being like, you know what, let's see if I could just make a revenge film out of it. And it's like, yeah, I fuck with that. Is it like the greatest like concept? No, I've seen revenge films before and they kind of follow the same beats. The reason why I'm more invested is because Fincher does it differently in terms of direction and visuals. That's probably the only reason why I'm more positive than negative.
Yeah, Fincher's style and the choices he makes really saves this film because the plot is nothing you've never seen before, that you haven't seen before.
Yeah,
I
it's-
feel like it feels very linear, and that's like let's kind of get into that because that's
Yeah,
where I
go
think
for
the
it.
problem lies in this film. I feel like it's a linear revenge story with, again, just doesn't set up the stakes that I wanted. His girlfriend,
Okay.
in Dominican Republic.
One problem I would say is they didn't really cover his girlfriend as well as I wanted. It's very much just like a one scene. Oh, he's with someone. Okay.
Oh, they fucked her up,
We need well, yeah.
and then it's like.
Uh,
And then you get one scene with her, which you don't even really know their relationship. And he's like, I promise I will never allow this to happen again.
Yeah.
And then she's gone, and you don't
She's
fucking...
gone. You see her at the very end.
Yeah. You
At
see
the
her
very,
at
very
the
end.
very, very end.
And
but-
part of me was just like, okay, if this was like a John Wick-esque type of movie, I could totally see like the bodybuilder dude like getting her and being like, I have her now.
Right.
I'm one step ahead of you, or like Tilda Swinton tells him to do that. Like, I could totally see directions where you bring her back into the story to create more tension. But I don't
I'm not
think...
sure if I even wanted that.
No?
I just wanted to know, like, I just wanted to feel like these people deserve the revenge. Like, I wanted to know their relationship, their
Right.
dynamic. I wanted to see his love for her, kind of.
Yeah.
To know, like, why he's going to these lengths.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, it's a fucking chore what he does to kill all these people.
Yeah.
And he keeps repeating to himself, you have to stay disciplined or whatever.
Right.
And he's like, you have to go through these lengths. And he's in the fucking garbage. And
Right.
he's doing all this extra shit, right?
Yeah.
And and I want to know why he's doing that. To me, they just kind of imply that he loves this girl and is doing
Right.
it. But they also imply that he's this stone cold guy who doesn't love anybody and feels nothing.
Do you think there is they were trying to contrast that though? Like, for example, like his love for his girlfriend at the time, in the moment, and then killing all these people in very blunt ways. Very blunt. It's
Yeah.
very like harsh. Like even the dude in the cab, he just does it so like boom.
Oh, that one was cold.
Yeah, cold.
Blooded, man.
And that's the thing is like the film is called The Killer. It's like even with a love interest, even with high stakes, even with his personal shit, he is who he is.
Yeah.
And he's going to make these decisions whether, you know, people are like, well, he should probably be more sympathetic and stuff. He doesn't give a shit. He even tells the best part of this whole film in terms of his own ego is finding out that the dude at the very end of the line doesn't even fucking know about all this shit.
Yeah.
He realizes how like blind he was the entire time. Is just like, what's the big deal? And Frostman's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's more mad at that, which is why he doesn't even kill him in that moment. And it's a progression of his character in terms of like, yeah, he's desensitized by all of these killings, by all of these murders. But even at the very end, he doesn't do anything about it. He's just like a mental state.
Yeah.
There's something about it. I really fucked with that. He doesn't just kill the dude at the end. He's like, no, I'll kill you somehow. Mm-hmm. At some point, you know, you won't even know it, but it's gonna happen. Just so you know, I can break in this easily. I can break in again.
Which,
so.
yeah, I do like that, and I do
Yeah.
like how when he's exploring those scenes of like exploring the chain of command of a job like this.
Yes.
And I love the scene with I want to get her name right because I think she steals the show here. Tilda Swinton.
Oh yeah.
When he goes to dinner with her, that dinner scene.
Great scene.
That has some of the most tension in this film. I think that's a really, really good scene. I think she kills it.
And that's the thing too.
And I love that, you know, from the second he sits there, you know she's going to die.
Yeah.
And they take their time with it.
Yeah.
And she takes her time with it. Can I get another one? Can I see a dessert menu?
Yeah.
I love that.
Really well done. Really well put together. I like that. And that's another thing too. All the scenes with the people that he's killed, that he kills, are different in their own right. And I like that. There is a sense of personality to them, even though you don't know their personal lives too much.
Yeah.
Like that bodybuilder dude. Yeah, he goes to the casino, he goes to the bar with his buddies and stuff like that. And then he gets into the house, and that fight scene. Oh, I loved it.
And not only that, before that, I even loved the dog part. When he's
Yeah.
like trying to get around the dog and he sedates the dog.
Yeah, with the meat. Oh man.
That's genius.
Little moments like that. But that fight scene, because
That fight scene was wild.
Fincher's not known for fight scenes. Like a lot of directors are known for that. Like the guy who did Bullet Train, the guy who did the John Wick films. Like
He
I get
probably
that.
hasn't done a fight scene since Fight Club.
Yes. Exactly.
Right?
No, I can't think of too many. Like, sure, maybe somebody gets shot in Zodiac, murders and stuff, but it's never a one-on-one. It's
No,
never
this
a
was
mono-y-mono.
this felt like a WWE match, and
Fuck, man.
the
And
guy
it's
he was
brutal.
fighting looked like Roman Reigns kind of too.
Yeah. Dude, when he fucking
was
body
dope.
slams him, man. Oh.
That was like one of the best
I
fight scenes
felt
I've
it.
seen in recent history. Like that shit was awesome.
And it's because of the fact that it's like, it's not flashy. It's very much like direct, where it's just like boom, boom, gets hit. Couple moves here and there, but
It's like the sound, the way it shot. Like I was feeling those body slams. Like,
Yeah.
it was really well done.
Ooh.
It was really well done for sure.
loved it.
For sure. I like those aspects, and I like how the kills are different. I just wanted a little bit more in like for a movie that he narrates a lot of, you
Yeah.
still don't really know shit about this guy, you know?
Yeah.
Because his narrating is just kind of keeping him focused and keeping him
Mm-hmm.
calm, but it's not really giving insight of what's really going on in his
Right.
head.
I don't know if that's intentional.
It is, I think.
Part of me thinks it is because he himself is like he's such a secretive person that part of me is just like he himself doesn't even want to say too much, even though it's in his fucking head.
Yeah.
He's that like insane. And another part of me thinks to like, okay, maybe his girlfriend knows about, obviously he knows about his job and stuff, but does he know him?
Yeah.
And that's what I always wondered is like, I don't think anybody in this film really knows him.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it is that there are moments like that where even the guy who's like, what's that dude that he freaking staples the chest?
Yeah, I love that scene
He
too.
tries to act professional about it. It's just like, nah, man, I'm gonna fucking do this to you. And even Fassbender fucks up. He's like, oh shit, I thought he would be alive an extra second.
Yeah.
Fuck. All right,
That's a good scene.
got to work around this because he himself makes mistakes. Because no matter what, and I think this is what his character arc is that no matter how precise he is human.
Yeah.
And he accepts that fact right at the very end with his wife. And I feel like that's when he becomes more human at the very end of the movie.
Yeah, I guess that's his arc. I just wanted a little bit more personality. But I understand that was, I don't think this is something Fincher overlooked. I
Yeah.
think this is Fincher's choice.
Right.
I'm going to make a film about this killer who we don't even know his name.
Right.
We don't know much about him, and you're just gonna watch like the meme. You are now watching a master at work.
Yes.
Like this is just a film of like it to me it's like a challenge for Fincher of like, can I get you to care about this guy and be interested in this whole movie, even though you don't know his fucking name
Yeah.
or much about him? And I do. Like that's the reason I think this movie's good is because we don't know about him, and I still think it's a great film.
Yeah. I agree too. And that's the thing too. His previous film, which he also did on Netflix, I think he's been working with Netflix for like a while now because I feel like they've been giving him the money and technology to be like, yeah, fucking do whatever. Mindhunter,
But
House
I mean,
of Cards.
yeah, I mean, he
Sure.
delivered them House of Cards and like
Really
I
good
think
stuff.
Fincher forever will have an office at Netflix if he wants one.
Oh,
like
yeah.
if I think he has a forever partner with Netflix because House of Cards was like an early like that's like Netflix origins. Like that show really put Netflix on the map, I think.
Yeah.
At that time and I know Mindhunter everybody wants more of.
I wanted fucking season 3 so badly. And then when Fincher was like, oh man, it's too expensive. I'm like, I know what's on Netflix, dude.
But at least they give him the money for the movies.
True.
Which I'm very happy with, man.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Like, the one thing about these streaming services that I think is a positive is that they're giving directors money that otherwise might not be working.
Yeah.
Guys like Marty, Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
and
Both
guys
Apple
like David
TV, those
Fincher.
movies.
Yeah, like the money is... There's money coming from places, which is
Yeah.
better than nothing. Better than, a handful of studios gatekeeping all of the money
Right.
and all of the ideas. Because those studios are interested in making...
I feel like
kind of the same shit.
Fincher's one of the lucky ones though, because Marty did work on Irishman for Netflix, but I think there was, I wouldn't say falling out, but they wouldn't fund his next film.
Yeah.
Hence why he had to jump to Apple TV, which it's gonna be funny if that movie doesn't make money for Apple TV, and then Marty's just like, fuck. Let's do Amazon. He's just gonna jump to every fucking streaming platform to make his next film. He's like, I don't give a fuck who funds it as long as I make it. And like, I fully agree with that.
Yeah, me too.
Whereas in Fincher's case, he's been treated pretty well for the most part. I've heard him praise Netflix for just helping him fund these movies.
Yeah.
So at least somebody's getting something out of it. And you know what? The movie that he did last was Mank, which was
I
also
didn't
on
check
Netflix.
that one out.
Not a lot of people enjoyed it. I liked it because, similar to The Killer, it's very personal. Because Mank was written by his late father, and
cool.
it was about Herman Mankiewicz, the co-writer of Citizen Kane. And Fincher was like, you know what? Like, I really just want to make this film.
So that film is about the making of Citizen Kane.
Yeah, well, it's about the co-writer who of Citizen Kane who made it.
So but like the film covers him like writing the
Yeah.
film and trying to get it made
Yeah,
essentially.
and Orson Welles, the character
Plays
an
Orson
act-
Welles?
Yeah, and he talks to him once in a while, but it's more focusing on Herman Mankiewicz, which was interesting. Not his best film, and neither is The Killer. I think these films are not his strongest entries in his filmography, but I can't say that they are poorly done. I can't say they're misses. They are not misses in my eyes.
This guy knows how to make a film, man.
Yeah.
He really, really knows how to make a film. And it might not be my favorite subject matter and it might be a basic story, but it's a David Fincher film, and doesn't miss a beat here.
Right.
He tries new stuff. It all works, and it's memorable.
Yeah.
It's memorable. It's simple film, but it's memorable.
Yeah.
And I've seen films like this before. I'll see more films like this before, but this one sticks out because of its style.
Yeah. It is like, I guess the one problem some people may have is its simplistic factor.
Yeah.
Like compared to John Wick, which John Wick, the first one, is pretty simple.
Yeah.
I would say John Wick, there's more shit going on in that than The Killer is from a narrative perspective.
For sure.
But I think what most people are going to get out of it is you're watching a David Fincher revenge film.
Yeah.
The revenge part you've seen so many times in movies, but what does David do different?
Yeah.
And this is what we kind of see from him.
Exactly.
So I fuck with it personally, but yeah, we do have some questions.
Let's
I
do
don't know.
'em.
Do you want to start?
Yeah, let's do them.
Okay, hell yeah.
I know you like Michael Fassbender in this, but if you had to replace Michael Fassbender, who would you cast?
Who is someone similar in terms of psychotic? I guess because we did recently watch Napoleon, I could totally see either Joaquin Phoenix or Ethan Hawke. I'm trying to pick between
Ethan
the two.
Hawke, okay.
I haven't seen Ethan Hawke in a lot of stuff as big as this. And I wonder if he would be able to. They're similar in age, that's why. They're a little older than Fassbender, so I don't know if they would go for that older, assassin angle, like, oh, I'm gonna retire soon type of mentality. But I like those actors. I could totally see them being in this role.
Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
You know who comes to mind?
Who?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Really? Oh, I don't know.
Jake Gyllenhaal, I'm kind of split on him, but I think he could do this kind of right because he knows how to play cold. You don't like that pick at all.
I'm trying to think.
I ride for Jake Gyllenhaal.
You know why?
I like him actually.
You know why? I think of like the pretty boy mentality. I don't know. Gyllenhaal still has that look to me. You know? Well, unlike someone like Brad Pitt who's aged,
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal still looks like, I wouldn't say he
So you
looks
think it's got to be like more of like a rugged kind
Yeah.
of like more of like an everyday man. Though. It
Fucking,
can't
like-
be a pretty boy.
give me James Caan or Robert Duvall. Like those
Right.
guys, yeah. They don't have to be like six pack,
It's
like
got to be like an
bodybuilder.
everyday man.
Yeah, I fuck with that more. Like that's why like Joaquin Phoenix feels like that more.
Right.
So
He has the everyday man face.
yeah, like I'm not saying like you know what I mean?
I know
Yeah,
exactly what you
exactly.
mean.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
I did read about this though on Netflix. They were considering making a sequel to The Killer, and Fincher was down to do that. Would you be interested in any way?
Yes, I want to go more into the world of contract killers. Give me a different killer, but set in this, like I want to know more about this chain of command.
Yeah.
That these contract killings happen. I want to know more of like the insides. You've established the world. You've established how these guys work, and I think I want to know more backstory. I want to fill in more, maybe with another leading character.
Right.
This is one of those things that you could do like a. It's kind of like a James Bond-esque. Right?
Yeah.
Like to me, it reminds me of the Hitman video games.
Oh shit! Okay, this is like the best case scenario for a Hitman adaptation. I guess
this is the Hitman movie
compared to the two that they made before.
that I wanted. You make Michael Fassbender bald and put him in a suit, and this is a Hitman fucking movie, and a good one at that. So I feel like you have an opportunity to do that. Maybe change the leading man every time, but keep it set in this contract killing world. I think that would be cool. And if Fincher's doing it, fuck, I'm on. So why
Yeah,
not?
I like the changing of the leading man too, because you don't have to really continue Fassbender's.
No, do something.
I don't really find that interesting because I feel like if they do that, it would just lead into just like John Wick territory where it's
Yeah.
just like they kind of already built that world of assassins in those movies.
Yeah.
So once you hit John Wick 4, it's like the epic to end all epics
Yeah.
of like fights. And
But
it's
that's
like,
the cool thing about this is it's impersonal.
Yeah.
We don't know this leading man, so he's easily replaceable in a world like this.
I like
and
that.
that's the cool part, and that adds to what Fincher was trying to do, is make this an impersonal movie.
I fuck with that.
Yeah.
I honestly, yeah, if they go that direction, I would definitely be interested. Get a new actor and like, hell, change the style a bit because this was mainly focused in like France and a few other places. Find areas in the world that weren't covered in this movie.
Yeah. Oh, and I forgot to mention, doing some research on this. This is loosely based on a French comic called The Killer.
Oh, Ooh, okay.
So that's why it's set in France. It's a French comic called The Killer.
So what you're saying is David Fincher made a comic book adaptation.
Yep.
Oh boy. Don't tell Variety this, or else they're just gonna ask him the fucking Marvel question.
I'm not sure. I think it's very loose. Like I think it's
Right.
basically a premise only. Like
Yeah.
I don't think they took anything really from it. But the location, it's set in France,
Yeah.
and the main premise is a contract killer. So there is some inspiration behind this film.
Good stuff. And I think we are both rating it the same, 7 out of 10, right?
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
This is the most 3.5 fucking star
Yeah.
movie I've ever seen because what it does right. I feel like there was room for a little bit more, but I'm still very satisfied with what I got.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a rewatchable film. I think it's a really fun killer film that immerses you into this world. It's not much more than that. You're not going to get a Fincher twist ending.
No.
You're not going to be shocked, but I think you're going to have a fun time with it.
Yeah.
It's definitely one that I could recommend to just about anybody.
Mm-hmm. If there's one film to watch on Netflix at the moment,
It's this film
The
right now.
Killer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're looking for shit to scroll. Like Netflix is always hard to pick a movie.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for something to watch, it's David Fincher's The Killer for sure. This is the one to watch right now on Netflix.
I fuck with it. Might not be my favorite from him, but it is definitely not my least favorite. It's in the middle, you know,
Where do you rank it in the Fincher filmography?
filmography.
Somewhere in the middle.
I'm a curious case of Benjamin Button stan. So
Yeah.
that will be the top. Fight Club and Seven are like up there as well.
Yep.
Social Network. I would say the middle ground. I would put it right above Mank,
Above me.
Mank and Alien 3.
Yep. I mean, that has to be at the bottom.
But I know you were harsh with me on Zodiac. I think Zodiac's better than this. I do think Zodiac should
Okay.
be on top
I agree.
of
Zodiac's
The
a
Killer.
little bit better than this.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that's where I would put it amongst Fincher's filmography.
I like it under Zodiac. I like it
Yeah.
under I'm definitely gonna check out Mank to see where that ranks with this one.
Yeah.
But that's it's middle of the way. I don't think it's top 3 Fincher.
No.
I don't necessarily even think it's top 5 Fincher.
No.
But it's a good film, man.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I'm so happy Fincher is still out here making.
And it's not
films.
long either. It's
a fun
the
watch.
runtime moves really well. It's
Yeah.
simplistic. It works, and yeah, I like. I really fuck with the style. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. It's a simple film, but it's executed right, the way you expect David Fincher to execute a film like this.
Fucking A.
And for that reason, you guys got to check it out. Let us know your thoughts on The Killer in the comments below. We're interested in knowing. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to your boys. We'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Brush your hair. Peace.